replay there, who's won this race as a driver, knows that it's not going to be a win for this car this year. Here's the replay. Now look at the amount of curb taken, not at that part, but this part of the corner. It rides the curb, it unsettles the car, and round comes the back. A big impact into the tyres. Let's look from another angle at the point of impact. That's a huge hit, backwards into the tyres, it spins round, damages the front and the rear of the car.
The safety car came in, but it was soon out again when Philip Hazebrook had another big accident at the Rédillon. The car got away from him and he crashed heavily into the tyre wall, but happily he was able to extract himself and appeared to be without injury.
Down towards Reserve he goes, Maxime Martin up front, but he's on a very slippery track and it's called out one of the Porsches. That's Philippe Salini's car, off coming out of Blanchimont. That's a huge hit. The safety car has been deployed once again. And that is a big, big impact. The car is in the middle of the road. Let's have a look. He just runs wide out of Blanchimont onto the curb and back into the concrete. That's a hard hit. Wheels are ripped off, bodywork ripped off, and Philippe Salini's car ends up on the track. And quite clearly the race cannot continue without the safety car.
Alongside that Nissan 370Z, looking for the green in Grand Sport. The ST class will start a few seconds back, lined up nice and neat. The green flag flies and we're racing at Road America.
Back from the pole, that big heavy muscle of that Chevy.
Oh, crash, big crash right in the middle of the straightaway. Back there, many cars involved, it's not over with yet. One of them's the Roush 51 car, and that brings out full course caution before we even get to the start-finish line.
That's unbelievably. Jane Buford, he had an incident here last year on a restart which created a lot of carnage, so this is one that he probably cannot believe. Here we see the 62 cars just limping off to the side of the road. The contact here today, he had to give that one up.
Yeah, he did, because he would have touched that car and sent it for
Oh, and there's a contact,
it's going to get a bunch of cars. It's going to get a bunch of cars.
This is ugly. Another big impact for the Focus. Those Multimatic boys have had a lot of big shots here this year.
Full course caution, obviously, as that was just nowhere to go for a lot of these guys.
Tires. Already there, Molina's going backwards into the gravel.
And there, disbelief from the
crew. Yeah,
crew in the.
Now let's see what Rahal Fry was doing here.
Prio's rear end.
That's what happened.
Yeah, and Prio caught that car as well.
There's Molina. Go 4, they go 5, and they launch now, and it's a wheel spin. Yes, there must be, and I think Green is going to pop in behind Paffett, and Paffett gets a good best start, and I think Ralph Schumacher made a good start as well, and look at Ekstrom in 3rd place, and can everybody get it slowed down?
Oh, Reed has been spun round.
He spun, and he's caused a traffic jam, and Farfus was blocked there, and Albuquerque, and is that Susie Stoddard down there? And there's this other Mortara with Werner down there. Well, we expected some drama there. Somebody's got to hook reverse and try and untangle all this.
At a jaunty angle. And let's try and piece it all together. This is at the end of the Mistral, and Seam and Deme, is he going to puncture tyre? He does. The car sits down, the tyre is let go, and it spins, and there's contact with somebody else, possibly an Audi that right, going through, and then a big whack. 23 Mark Blundell right into the side, and yet again United Autosports have problems, and Mark Blundell, ex-Grand Prix racer of course, the more winner
Car with, amongst others, the French footballer Fabien Barthez. A replay of Adam Christodoulou diving for the pit lane and cutting across the front of Andre Lotre. That has damaged the number 6 Audi. It's also damaged the McLaren, having bounced off the Armco. This is Lottere's view. Have a look. Comes into the bus stop. Christodoulou on the outside of Bernd Schneider suddenly dives across. Bang! Swipes the Audi. Well, Lotre wasn't coming into the pits, but he is now. He limps in, and the crab-like McLaren with a lot of damage done is limping in as well.
Very close as they climb up through Eau Rouge. He's going to be in a very good position to get a slipstream down to Les Combes. The boost zones are not activated. until the second lap of the race. Here comes Kevin Marocca trying to have a look around the outside, and he's spun on the Kemmel Straight. He's going into the barriers. We've got Bachetta off as well. The championship leader is out of the race. Meanwhile, Dan McKenzie challenges for the lead, but Luciano Bachetta and Kevin Marocca are out of the race.
Nigel Melker crashed heavily, just about finishing up with the repair of the tire wall there. It was a very, very heavy impact. Let's look back on it.
Yeah, you see him coming up the hill here. Just steps out there, goes over the curb, and instead of locking up and trying to get, I think he's trying to fight it there, Calvin, but takes it right sideways into that tyre barrier.
Yeah, he just tries to hang in there thinking he can get it back on track, but he's just too wide, and then he just faces those tyre bundles. That is a huge hit. I would estimate probably about 120 miles an hour at that point on the racetrack, even getting out of the gas a little bit. Huge hit. Hopefully he's okay. About the safe release, they're not allowed to just let him go if there's traffic coming. He has to be patient.
Herianto, the race leader.
What? Don't tell me he spun under behind the pace car. He must have done. How would he get in there?
Remember, no tire warmers, so maybe just lost it. Effectively, the race leader, handful of cars didn't pit.
Oh, he did spin on his own.
Wow. Now that's not very clever.
Trying to get through. Makes his move. Oh no, Connor up. Big, huge crash. Connor Daly trying to get past, and I'm sorry, but I think Saranovic was weaving far too much in a dangerous position coming down into Nouveau Chicane. We're halfway there, and now we've got 5, and in Monaco, we're racing. A good start from Stockinger, running down, and there's yellow flags for a staller at the back, but everybody appears to be around them. Tidy into the first turn, Stockinger's kept the leads. Oh no, and a big spin and over the top into the first corner. Somebody was tipped into the barriers there, and I can't quite see who it was. Alex Brundle tipped them in. I think that might be Alice Powell, who's upside down and in the barriers there.
And there is the reason there's a Ferrari off at Blanchimont, very high-speed part of the circuit there. And it looks like it's the Lorenzo Bontempelli Kessel Racing Ferrari that had a puncture early in the race. Here's the replay. Way off he goes. The car sits down almost like a tyre has let go and bang into the tyre barrier. And that just launches in a complete roll. Thankfully it lands 4 wheels the right way down and the roof the right way up.
Ate as late as he dared and retook the race lead. But Lapierre wasn't done yet. He nailed his foot to the floor and hustled the Toyota back into the lead at the Le Mans 24 Hours. This was great racing. But behind the lead battle, Toyota's world was about to turn upside down. A huge accident befell Anthony Davidson as he collected the Ferrari of Pier Giuseppe Perezzini.
Safety car on standby, safety car on standby, big crash at the end of the Honorier. Safety cars have been deployed.
One car on the front row of the grid for the start of the weekend's opening race.
Nick Foster, Money Choice Porsche, all alone on row 1. Ben and Davison, the championship combatants. They're on row 2, set for a start. Race 1 over 12 laps at Phillip Island. Foster is slow away. Davison's in the gap, and there's massive contact. Davison launches, the right front's busted. Ben's got a rubbing tyre.
So and he's Foster.
Yeah, Foster does as well.
So all 3 of our top 3 place getters, dramas off the start line. Craig Baird, he is...
Oh, no. Paul Kelly, Jeff Bobbick, who's making his Carrera Cup debut. They're off in the sand. This is craziness.
What a start. So...
The number 33 Porsche. The fire is out. It's also out of the race. It's raining at Spa. The predicted rain has come. The circuit is getting wetter and wetter. It's not too bad here at Eau Rouge, but look, this is what it's like on the start line. A replay of the McLaren going off. That's Julian Draper. A big whack into the tyres. He aquaplanes off the road, and he's not the only one in trouble. Roland Berville also slithers off the track. He misses everything solid. 41 Santilot Audi off by the side of the road of Robert Hissam. And then Phil Quaife in the 62 McLaren, the car started by Adam Christodoulou. That slides off. There are more in trouble. Michael Lyons, Ferrari, looks like the Kuhn Wouters Mercedes off as well. And drivers really struggling because they're on slicks, of course, to keep the cars in a straight line. It's not too bad out on the far side of the circuit, but here at the start and finish area, the track is awash.
Be the faster of these 2 Audis. The whole car, the number 1, jumped early on by Manish, and we've had problems out on the back of the circuit. Oh, two Ferraris getting into each other, and then that looks like one of the Formula Le Mans cars from the ALMS and the Gulf Racing 28 Lola. Luxury Racing Ferrari in the wall alongside the Signatech Nissan, the 23 car. Olivier Lombard was leading LMP2, and looks like Lombard already gone off, and there's all sorts of carnage down there. Maybe oil on circuit, but Jamie Mello has just basically slid right into the side and completely destroyed that Signatech Nissan into the paddock area to get the suspension fixed. We also have another safety car period for one of the Formula Le Mans cars, the 25 car. And a big impact into the wall there, being pitched into a spin by the 18 ALMS car. Both Formula Le Mans chassis, and a big impact